Hello everybody and welcome back to the League of Europe. We are here for a Division 3 race in Australia and we have two different commentators from normal. Jess and Evil are not here, so instead we have myself, RJ, and we have the wonderful Mark, Old School 3000.
Hello. We are the subject matter experts. We both raced here last season. I have been promoted to D4 because 4 is bigger than 3, and RJ has been demoted to D2.
Yep.
So, you know, that's how it works. And we are going to be looking at this division. We're going to. I think one thing we're going to do in quali, because we were kind of talking about it beforehand, was just looking at how some of the people that we know have been performing, and maybe some of the people that we don't know as well. But.
Yeah.
I think in summary, YHYY, you are shocking. What are you doing? You're a very quick man and you're down there in 17th place with 23 points. Not many more points than me in D4, which is saying something. So pull your finger out, YHYY. That's just not... We like to see the Finns near the top in this league, and you're a shambles, my man.
Well, considering how his brother's faring in D2... It is, yeah.
Shocking. For those that don't know, it's Ricky Rich. I'm sure many of you will, but yeah, not the start we expected to see there. I think when we had a little look at the standings, but there's a lot of people, as you can see on the screen, that are not here today, unfortunately. Which is it's one of those perfect storms. You have these sometimes in leagues where there's quite a lot of the regular drivers are away. So hopefully that isn't the case going forward, as I'm right on board with Chill, and I've noticed he's just taken the first couple of quarters very nicely actually for his first lap.
Yeah, he started this one very nicely as he gets through into turn 4. Obviously, the first time, well, yeah, it's got to be the first time Eloise raced around Australia with the changed layout, which basically starts, well, most of the corners have just been widened except from that one, which is turn 6, which is now a lot faster, and turn 7 and 8 are no more. Well, I think it's turn 8 and 9 are no more. One of the chicanes, but very small changes for the rest of the track. But yeah, those are the big ones. As Chill into the third sector now, and the final DRS straight. And here's this corner's been changed as well. Turn 13, if I'm not mistaken. But basically most of the corners just been widened it's a lot faster, so we're looking probably for, I don't know, 17s, 18s in time.
Guess
there we go,
low 17s. Low 17s would be my guess.
Well, Chill goes in with a banker of an 18 flat, so as someone has already lost their wing, I'm gonna guess that was Jelly. Yes, it was in the Williams, so he has no front wing already, and I don't know if that was... It must have been starting a lap, so yeah, there's that one.
So Chill is top of the timing charts with that 18 flat, which, it's 100% going to get beat. People will improve through this race, as we have... Yeah, just looking here, 14 drivers, it's going to be interesting. There's arguments to... In the old games, you would have assumed that the back four would have a huge advantage, as that's Ghost. That was an outlap. Well, it's not that peculiar, is it? He's caught the car on the curb around that. Is it turn 4? I think it is. Turn 4 as we have... Ooh. MCR getting very lazily out the way there of someone who was... Thankfully not on a lap, as Chris does take a 17.8, which is probably no surprise.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris has been the one. Every time I've seen D3 this season, he's been on pole, so he's just... he's kind of run away with it at the front as well. I think he's about 30 points ahead, so no surprise there. And Chill, obviously in second. Chill, when he's not spinning, is always up there. So which...
Yeah. No, this is it. But he's not run up. It's very strange. The standings, as we were having a look earlier, it's Chris has just really stepped it up. Obviously, the fact that he got good points in the in the sprint race last week will have really helped his cause. But he has really pulled a lead on. I cannot believe Kamke is second. This I've seen enough of this division to know that there's a lot of safety cars. He's put himself in the right spots, but that is a crazy stat. And the all top three, well, 5 of the top 6 are all pad drivers, which shocks me actually for this game, because it seems a bit friendlier to the wheel drivers, this one. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and the other thing is Chris has built this lead, and he hasn't won since Bahrain. So 7 races without a win, and he is 25 points out in the lead from Kamke. Which
I think he did win last week. The standings are a bit weird. Fix that.
Yeah.
There's certain nuances with the way the standards have come out, but I think they're looking into that. So yeah, he did win last week, which really helped him. But there's just a gang of people like behind, and don't rule out MCR actually, who's always someone that's always there or thereabouts. But the guys cannot afford to let Chris get further ahead here. This is not a pad track, in my eyes anyway.
Yeah.
And Hungary probably isn't. Don't really know about Baku nowadays, but those two, this is the opportunity just to keep him within touching distance. And I don't know a lot about Chris in regards to his like caliber outside of like this league, but if you're in a title fight, you begin to make some very odd mistakes sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. What was I going to say? I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. I'm trying to find someone to go on board with at the moment. As I say, that Major has invalidated, but I don't think he was on lap anyway as he comes into pits. So let's just. I think Chill is just starting a lap, so we've managed to catch Chill yet again. But I think he's the only one out really on a lap. So yeah, same as before. He's got 2 attempts to find. He's got the opportunity for another run after this. So no pressure really on this run as he's invalidated. So as I say that, Chill wide off the track at turn 5, and he'll have to go again. Whether he comes into the pits this time around or not, who knows?
I think hopefully my mic's a bit better. So if Cam or anyone else, if you could let us know, that'd be great. Ivo's in the chat. He's in the garage having a little chat with us, which is nice. If anyone else, any of the other drivers are in there, feel free to pop in and say hello. We take it it's going to be 100% dry, because no one said anything yet, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. But this game's weather forecast can be a bit strange, actually. I've had it where it said it's raining in the race, but it's been completely dry as Ivo. Ooh, just caught that. Nearly lost it at around turn 4. Turn 4, for anyone that's just done TT, that might be a mistake, because that corner is not flat for me anyway in the race at all.
No, it's a struggle. You have to get the ideal line in qualifying to be fair, and then in the race it's a real pain. Cold tyres is a no. That corner, just don't even try it. But you can. It depends. Yeah, if you're at the end of the race and your tyres aren't that worn, you could probably get away with it. But it's just not one you want to risk, really, because if you go off there, it's going to be a massive crash. So you just don't even want to risk it.
Yeah, this is it. You don't want to be going two guns to the wall at this point, especially if you don't have a lap on the board. Like two of them do, and really ERS Major doesn't really have a decent lap. So, but then again, 14-man grid. God, I hope this track. If you lose it, you can end up in the wall without a wheel quite easily. I hope that doesn't happen to too many. It sounds like it may have just happened nearly to someone. I think that was Matty, was it?
Yeah, just as he said that, he went round at the final corner. I was just going to make a comment. We only have 14 drivers, but it is incredibly close. The top, well, there's second to sixth is 2 temps. Even Chris isn't that far out in front. So it is, and then a few more still have to get some proper lap times in. So it is still, even with 14, it's still incredibly close to there. And the thing with the changes to this track, it should help people stay closer and actually be able to race each other a lot better. So the gaps shouldn't be, hopefully, it shouldn't spread out that much in the race.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one, this one as well, for race strategy, because from what I've seen anyway, the tyres, they don't wear as much as other tracks, is what I found. I don't know about pace drop, because I wasn't focusing on this. Chris 17.5. Wow. I mean, he's putting half a second on everyone's head, and they're lucky that Chill's around, because otherwise it'd be 7 tenths.
Oh, and Matty was on another lap, and he has spun off the massive red inside curve at turn 13, which that curve is not fun. You just want to stay away from that completely, really. And he's nearly lost it again, coming towards the pits. We have finally got people coming out for out laps. There's 6 minutes to go, so it's a bit of a strange time for people to actually come out onto track. But Chill has decided to take the hit. He's on an out lap, coming up to the second sector split, and we also have Ivor out there. He's coming through the first sector. Is there anyone on a lap? I think we might have ERS Major on a lap. Yes, we do. So he's coming up to the chicane at turn 11 and 12, a bit far off the apex at 11, but it's not the end of the world, and we'll just watch him finish this lap.
Something of note, we've got a debutant here, DNH Yele. Hopefully I'm saying that right. He didn't start last week, but he is starting today, so good luck to him. And I think otherwise, I think that's the only debutants I can see. These all look very familiar, regular names, such as Slayer, Major, Marty, Camke, Flip, Ledy, Matty, Ivo, MCR, YYY, Chill in particular, and Chris. So good luck to him. Looks like he probably has been placed in the right division as it stands.
Yeah.
Although I would hope I'd be getting around that time, I'm not going to lie, so that's probably a bad indicator for him.
Now, if you said that last season, it'd be
yeah.
good.
It would be. But sadly, different times, but Chill, this is an important lap as he goes purple by, oh, that's a bit hesitant, but it's very easy to say that in the comms box here. It's so easy to invalidate. Getting round is probably more important than having the perfect lap. That looks nice, hooks that up quite nicely, gets decent traction on exit, swings it round into this corner. I think he could have been a bit more aggressive there. Doesn't have to worry about locking up on this corner, but I certainly do, I tell you that for free. Whereas this one, no, didn't nail that at all. That's going to leak time all the way down. It may well be quicker, but it's not going to be...
Ooh, right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
The last corner cost him.
Yeah, no, that could have put him straight up the top. I don't know whether he's got enough time to come back round again. I don't know.
Massive crash, Ivo in the wall.
Ooh.
And that's not going to be fun for the Williams that had to make their way through, which I think was actually Yeller.
Yeah.
Who? Did he back off? Did he have to back off? No, he didn't. He's put himself up to third. Fair play.
Yeah, that's. I've just gone on board with a Ledy through there. That is a massive shunt out there, and it's one of the easiest places to actually. It is pretty easy to lose it through there, but still, that's a big crash. I was just about to say something I've never thought I'd say about Chill, which is on board with him. It looked very under control. It didn't look like he was. Like normally he's a lot more aggressive than that, but it did look very, very under control, very not safe, but just the lap time was clearly in it, but just wasn't forcing it round.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little look at this sector 3 times. So he did a 33 flat in sector 3. Well, so did Chris. So actually, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. It looked very unsteady through the last corner, but maybe it didn't cost him any time. But I'm sure it did. And they are gonna have another run at this. So Chill and Chris, I imagine, will be coming out. Because they can most certainly get round, which I think will be 4 runs. I think you can get 4 runs here then by the looks of this.
I just wanted to say, Chill only just got back to the pit lane, so he should have enough time. As I can see Chris coming out now from the McLaren garage, as I think some are just coming to start their laps. I want to see if Chill does get out onto track, and no, that's not. No, I think yes, Chill has managed to get out in time, so they will all get a final run in here, which is quite impressive because I didn't think Chill had enough time at all. But I think MCR's on a lap. I think both Hasses are on laps at the moment, and then everyone else will be either in the pits or coming out onto an out lap. As MCR is there's a Yellow is out, so he's retired in the pits, and MCR must be the furthest forward on the lap. He's in sector 3 now, so he's going to be the first one to cross the line. Still a minute left, and they should all quite easily make it across in time.
What's interesting there is that I'm pretty sure Yellow only did 3 runs, so MCR's invalidated there, but he has got. Oh, he's not got the battery though. That's the problem. He's gonna. He had a think, and he decided against it, which I don't really blame him. As Major will come over the line. Really struggling. Really struggling. Or
was he coming to start in a lap? I think he was actually coming to start a lap. So
okay.
I think the Hasses were on laps, as I say that Slayer has just crossed the line, and I think he's going again. So he must have backed off on his first lap, and Flip has invalidated. So everyone now is going to be starting their laps. Major is actually retired. He's crashed out at just after turn 5. So I don't know who's gone through. Chris has just gone through there, and we're going to have Chill go through this. I just want to see what he's done, and the car has gone just as I say that, which is amazing. And Chill was invalidated. Oh.
Yeah, it was a super messy first sector from him that unfortunately has cost him big time. Aledi is saying no mass. Matty has invalidated. There's so many invalidations here as Slayer's come off the road. I think this shows you this kind of shows you what D3 is, and what I mean by that is that it's full of very quick, talented people that have a mistake in them. Quite a few of these guys would do well in D2, but it's those mistakes that someone like Chris is not.
Chris is backed off.
Even. Yeah, he backed off. I think after the first corner, I think he had a big moment. I suspect. But I think everyone is invalidated. I don't think there's anyone on a lap.
We have both Hasses, but I think Slayer has backed off. And I'm not.
Flip. Flip is millions of seconds up, and he's just invalidated anyway. Yeah. So that's that. What a very strange last run. Like, I don't really feel like anybody massively. Maybe we're doing Marty dirty because Marty's jumped up. So big shout out to him. But other than that, I genuinely don't think anyone improved except Marty. If they have, it was marginal. I think Slayer did improve, but that is fascinating. It just shows you how hard this is going to be.
Yeah, that was more anticlimactic than Monza 2019 qualifying. That was, and the cars actually went round the track this time. So, yeah, that was. As you said, I think Marty was the only one that actually improved on that final run, and he might be the only one that actually set a time on that final run. So, and he jumps up 2 tenths off pole. It's pretty solid. God knows what Chris and Chill would have actually done had they completed their laps, but get the feeling it was them two, and then everyone else towards the end of quali. But as it's still incredibly tight in that midfield. I think, yeah, there we have it. 4th to 8th was still less than half a tenth. So there we have it. Chris takes pole for the however many time this season. Chill in 2nd. Marty 3rd. It's the 3 you kind of expect at the top in qualifying. Jella on debut in 4th. We have White 5th. MCR 6th. Ivo in 7th. Matty 8th. Eledi in 9th. And we have Slayer in 10th. Outside the top 10. And we have Flip 11th. Camk's down in 12th. Which is both surprising and not surprising. Major in 13th. And then Ghost did not set a time. But he still starts 14th. Which just sums up this week, really. But there we have it.
If you're listening, Chris, and Chill, Chris would have been 13th in D1 in qualifying, and Chill would have been 14th. So Rocco, Rel Coxey, QVR Dylan is at Matt 2. Matt's racing in D1. I didn't know that.
He's in D1.
QVR Maledictus. Yeah, I didn't know that. Rudy and J. Cole need to hang their head in shame.
What has Rudy done?
Rudy did not settle that. But if you just for reference, there is D1 on at the same time. Montana's on pole. Montana's going to win the race. So don't bother watching. Stay here.
Can I ask where Connor is?
I didn't see. Connor will be 2nd.
Well,
someone irrelevant will be 3rd. But
that's what
you do get a more professional commentary duo in the shape of James Heads, who is fantastic, and Killer Blue, whose voice sounds like melted down galaxy chocolate, basically. So, but other than that, you know the result. Whereas here, a little bit more unpredictable. So we'll see what happens.
That is an interesting way to say smooth. I might start using that. But yeah, we're on the formation. Let's just have a look at the mixture of tyres. So this is interesting. The top 2 are split on strategy. Chill has gone for the mediums. Chris has gone for the hards. Everyone else in the top 6 is on hards, and then everyone else, bar Major in 13th, has chosen the mediums. So it's more kind of the front runners have tended to go towards the hards. The ones at the back have tended to go towards the mediums, which I think it's normally the other way round. But I mean, it
is strange,
really, yeah.
Isn't it? It's from playing many hours of Gran Turismo daily races where they're already kind of, it's the opposite way round. At the front, you would expect Chris and Chill to run away.
Yeah.
On those mediums, try and get a gap, whereas everyone else doesn't want to lose any of that time. So they go on the hards. But the fact there are guys on mediums 7th and below, that kind of excites me a little bit, because that makes me feel like 1 or 2 of them are going to do something a bit different. Because you can do soft hard here as well, which I'm surprised no one's done, to be honest.
It is very, very risky on the softs though. They do drop off after, well, not that many laps, so you're having to manage the tyres a lot more. And I guess people just don't want to do that. Just medium hard, it's the safe option. You can kind of just keep pushing. But this is going to be very interesting down into turn 1, whether Chill can get the jump. I think, I can't remember which side.
He's got a good chance, hasn't he? Because he's on those mediums. Yeah. But what's your predictions?
I'm going to go Chris, Chill, and probably, do you know what, I'm just going to say Cam K for the sake of it.
Do you know what, I was going to say the exact same thing. I can't work out how Cam K is going to get a podium, but I'm going to say he will. I'm going to say this will be Chris, then I'm going to go the debutante, Yell for 2nd, and then Cam K. I think Chill will get shafted by safety car.
Yeah, well, either way, they're probably going to happen somewhere. As we build up to the 5 lights, and it's not giving me a great camera angle. As the lights go out, it's still not giving me a great camera angle. We'll go on board with Chill. Chris has had an absolute flyer, and actually Marty is on the outside of Chill down into turn 1. He's going to have to back out of that one. Chill holds on to second. There's a bit of movement further down. I think White has managed to hold on to 5th place, just about. And he's trying to go around the outside of Jella into turn 3. He's got the inside for 4, and he should get that move done, and he does. So up to P4 for White. That's a good start. And we have someone in the wall already. That is Ivo out of the race.
Ooh, nightmare start, and that's going to be a VSC by the looks of it. I can't see any icon popping out. Well, there was 14, there is now 13, and that is a very unfortunate turn there. I don't know exactly what happened. It's a very strange place to... He may have tried to double correct and then ended up in that wall, but awful to see on the first lap. Could easily have been contact. Someone might have taken it too slow, too cautious through there. But it kind of gives us an extra formation lap in effect.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's it is a ridiculously. Well, it becomes dangerous on that first lap. Everyone's just bunched up. A lot of people go into their side by side, and it just really slows it up. So if you're coming around there on your own, full pace, and there's people side by side, it just becomes a bit clumsy. And I think by the looks of it, I just saw it in the background. That's maybe what happened to Ivo. As we go in green at the start of lap 2, and I just wanna look at the position changes. Everyone's moved except from the top 3 and Camk. Camk is still 12th, which is interesting. But yeah, we have Major and Ghost up 3 positions, Matty and Lady up 2, and then White Hawaii we saw.
Ooh. Flip's made a big mistake, so Major is going to be able to capitalise here. He's using his He's getting... Ooh, he was worried about getting squeezed, put his wheel on the grass, which lost all momentum, and that move has gone in a blink of an eye.
And we have just had Ivo come in the chat saying he is stupid. So I'm assuming it's just him losing it. But he was bunched up right behind some other cars, so it's one of those lap 1 just I think it just got bunched up, and he made a little mistake, and it's cost him big time.
Very, very... It's so awful when you crash lap 1 of a race. Absolutely awful. I know that feeling. It's not fun. So
we have a move on here. Yeah, Matty up the inside of turn 1. Oh, that is incredibly close. I think that must have been an off-track warning for Yella in the Williams, and he's still looking down the inside, is Matty, and he can't get anything done. No. And they're going to have to hold position. He has got a much better run.
Here? Here? Wow, that was... I mean, they did really well to not put... I think they did really well there, but that was not a place I'd be looking to make a move.
No, exactly. And he's going to have to stick in behind again, and it's actually... Everyone's in DRS except from Marty, as we have Flip. He said he made a mistake on the lap before. He's actually now got ahead of MCR into 8th place. Just let me find the tyres again. MCR was on the hards, so he is dropping back through the... He's actually having a go around the outside of Flip again, and he might get that move back. No, is he? No, I think... Oh, and MCR...
Major!
That is so close through there. And Flip's managed to get through, and MCR somehow managed to keep that position from Major. That looked like...
Ooh. Yeah. Yellow is in.
There's a yellow flag somewhere as well. That is Slater.
Slayer
has dropped
Yellow might have got damage in that turn 1 incident. I'm wondering if he's put softs on.
It must be.
But he didn't change his wing. So this is a really interesting strategy. I'm very perplexed. Marty already with the time pen. Yeah, he must have got a couple of warnings in that battle, didn't he?
Yeah, that's a weird one, because Yellow must have been on. He must have been on the hards as well. So pit lap 3 for soft. Something must have happened there. But it wasn't like he was going particularly slow or anything. So yeah, that's a bit confusing.
That was a strange one.
We have
Marty.
Go on.
Marty is struggling so much. He's probably got another off track there. I think he may well be struggling. Still makes a big error there, and he's gonna lose DRS. Oh, but we've got battles going further through the field. A Major and MCR are going well to. Whoa! MCR's just turned in on him, and will keep the place. But yeah, that wasn't the best, as Major doesn't get the best traction out of there either, and he's got Ghost all over the back of him. This could be messy into turn 3, I believe it is. This could be a run. It depends on whether Major wants to go for it. He does want to go for it. He's using his ERS. I don't think he's particularly happy with MCR. Takes it down the inside. MCR given just enough space on the outside as we have yellows, and that's Marty.
Marty's round. No front wing as well, so that will have to be...
Safety car.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
A safety car for a front wing. I mean, in real life, yes. But that is shocking. So what does that really do? I mean, does that favour anyone in particular? I mean, it doesn't help Yellow.
Who it does help,
that.
It helps the hard runners. Because it's still slightly too early, really, for the medium runners to box for hards. So what it does is it stops the medium runners from being able to pull that gap that they need.
Do you reckon they're not going to pit? I reckon they might.
They might, but
Jill is, yeah.
I think they're probably going to have to. They're going to be forced into it, but I don't think the tyres. Well, they probably do make it, but it's a long way to go.
So, this is very interesting. And everyone else pretty much, except those at the back. I mean, Matty's in, but he had a wing change, so Flip. Yeah, there's a lot of movement in here. Marty's on the mediums, which I don't think is particularly grand. Slayer's going to come in.
Do you know who
He's
hasn't
gonna stick on those hards?
Someone who hasn't come in is DNH Yella. So he probably could have put the hards back on, as Marty's actually retired at turn 1 or turn 2. Yeah, he's backwards, coming out of turn 1. And the wall on the right. Now that just screams cold tyres.
That is, Marty, congratulations, you have won the George Russell of the Year under Safety Car Award. I'm sure that is not the award you were looking for today, but that's what you've won, and that is, I hate seeing people DNF in horrible ways, especially early.
And I think we can safely say it's not being beaten as well. Well, it might be beaten, but it would take something incredibly good to beat that. But
poor lad.
Yeah, we have everyone on the back of the safety car now, except from the House of Slayer. So we'll probably one more lap under the safety car, and I would have thought without another pit stop, it'll be in this lap. Is anyone making their way into the pits? No, they are not. So it should come in at the end of the next lap. But we have the top 6 who haven't pit yet. Everyone behind has made at least their mandatory stop onto a new change of different compounded tyres. I'll get there eventually. But the confusing one for me is Aledi and Ghost have decided to stay out on the mediums.
That is very strange. That is a very odd one for me. I'm with you. But Evil might have done the funniest thing I've seen in the chat. I checked D3 to see if there was any expressions of anger or sadness and yeah. So Evil put, have the Alpines at least not died? And that must have been literally seconds before Marty put it in the wall. So, yeah, not the best. The commentator's curse. He's got a talent, this lad. So he's managed to commentate a curse someone whilst not commentating.
Yeah, yeah. I went back and watched the Silverton stream, and I cannot remember who it was. But literally, as he said something, they they crashed. So, yeah, it's. To be fair, I think it's a skill. So,
So here's the challenge. Chill has got people in front of him that he probably has a pace advantage on. You've also got Yeller there, who, if there's enough a safety car, is going to find himself in a very interesting place. If he can keep those softs lasting, this is going to be very intriguing. What can YY do on the back of Chris? Can Aledi get a jump with those medium tyres? He may well get a bit of a traction advantage. So when is Chris going to go? I'd probably think about going here, personally.
well, he's going to hold it and go through the fine. No, has he? Now he's gone. So, and actually, look at Aledi all over the back of YHYY on the restart. Is he going to look for a move down to turn 1? No, he's going to back away from that. YHYY right up behind Chris. So Chris, not the greatest restart, but it's not going to matter too much. He's not under threat. Down, and we have another yellow flag. That is Yeller in the wall. Wait, is he in the wall? Let's have a look. He is in the wall. He has lost part of his front wing. So
he's really struggling to keep that car going forwards, and that is really unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate for the debutant. Hopefully he can get back in this. If he can stay on the lead lap, you never know.
Yeah, you never know, but not the restart he would have wanted at all. But here we have Aledi. He's dropped back a little bit since that opening few corners, but now he's got Major all over the back of him, and there's already a bit of a gap that's formed behind Major. MCR already out of that 1 second window that you need for DRS, and it's not good because he's got a medium runner behind him, so he's gonna have to watch that. It's the top 4 have just created a little bit of a gap in the first lap of this restart.
Yeah, Chill has a bit of a problem in some senses, but as long as that pack doesn't get too far away, he can be pretty comfortable in the fact that he's going to have a tyre advantage. He's not going to have the tyre advantage, but he's going to have a time advantage on those ahead of him. So as long as he can keep ahead of this mini kind of net train, he's in a good shape here to pick up his first win of the season, which would be shocking.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, wait, he's the net leader of this race. He's going to be. Depends on how far. Oh, and we have. No, that's in the pits. Okay, I was about to say we have another crash, but no. Yeah, Jella has the retired in the pits. But yeah, Chill in the net lead of this race. It just depends on how much of a gap Chris can build between them with the cars in between. And whether that makes enough of a difference, because I don't think the pit lane's that. I think it's a fairly quick pit lane around here. I think they upped the speed limit on the pit lane, so it shouldn't be a massive time loss. But it's whether also Chill might have the benefit of a couple cars in between them as well. So
yeah.
Just having that track position might pay off at the end of this race if he can just keep it on the track.
He's got to keep it patient. He's got to keep it patient behind Ghost here. That's going to be the key. But he's also he's got a double problem because he's got Matty that is following behind. He's not keeping it patient here. He's gone for it. Ghost kind of lets him go, to be fair. And that is a job well done.
Yeah, I was on board with Chill there. It looked like he had his ERS on. I don't even think he used it. As Matty goes at the inside of Ghost and manages to get that move all the way around the outside of turn 4. So very nice move from Matty, and he's just trying to stay with Chill there. So important move for him. So he's on for a net P2 at the moment. So he's just got to stay in that little DRS train. I think DRS is now enabled. He's got to stay in that train with Chill. Ghost is just going to start sliding back through this field because he's now got Flip Nam's Ram all over the back of him.
Yep. This is problematic for Ghost. He's going to need some help in the form of a safety car to carry some major relevance this race otherwise. But then again, there's points all the way on offer now. You finish, you get at least 2 points, so that's worth bearing in mind for everybody.
Yeah, and I was about to say Flip lost it then. He nearly lost it on the exit of turn 13 and now has Kamke, surprisingly, still at the back of this train, has not made any progress whatsoever. I mean, I still think he's somehow going to get a podium from this race, but he has not moved from this train. I know Australia is a really difficult track to overtake on, but no progress whatsoever has gone board with Matty. He's still behind Chill, but Chill's managed to just sneak into the DRS of MCR, and he just needs to get a little bit close to the back of him because MCR is in and out of the DRS. So if he can get up to the back of MCR, he's in a very good place to just... Well, he's got to focus on that gap to Chris, and it's not even 5 seconds, I would say, at this point.
Am I going mad? But didn't Matty get a penalty earlier?
I don't know. Was it Matty or Marty?
It might have been Marty, yeah. It could be Marty, but I feel like last week there was disappearing penalties as well, but this is so strange. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that, see if Flip gets that somehow removed. But Matty's struggling. I've been running on board with him kind of more by accident while I was having to fiddle around there. And yeah, a lot of these guys aren't comfortable. I'm wondering if there's not been a ton of practice, or it's just not a track some people like, because it's a lot of squirming going on. Even Chill there, just going over the grass down the main straight. It's looking quite uncomfortable for quite a few people here.
Yeah. Well, this tends to happen. It tends to happen on the newer tracks. When the newer tracks come out, I know it's Australia. It's been on the game for however many years, but the corners are slightly different. So it is a new track in a sense, and I guess people you can practice all you like for it, but there's nothing like actually doing the race. So
Yeah.
it's just about getting as we get through the laps, they'll probably get a bit more comfortable. We're on lap 12, so near and halfway. So yeah, at some point you'd start to see that slip out, but Matty is still all over the back of Chill. He definitely looks more of a threat to Chill than Chill does to MCR at this point in the race, and
yeah.
obviously MCR yet to pit, but Chill just can't get close to him at this point.
No, it's quite strange, and Ghost loses another place, but he's hanging on in there, which is good. This race isn't run. There's plenty left here. There's 10 other people that could stack it quite easily. There's Chill now looking a little bit more closer to MCR. He's not going to go for it here, and he's just going to roll up to the back of him, and then we might see a move after the next DRS zone, depending on the exit here. It looks like he's got a decent one. MCR looks like he initially struggled, but didn't. I think Chill felt the same thing. That's why he's gone for the overtake. Sends it up the inside. Does well to avoid MCR. MCR, though, has the inside line. He's not going to give it up. And now it's a time of who blinks first.
Oh.
No one. And that nearly resulted in MCR being in the wall. Being on the outside there, I just think you have to yield for self-preservation. I'm not saying that he did anything wrong, but that's cost him a place.
And it's also cost them a lot of time, because MCR was out of DRS anyway, but now Chill, the gap is 2 seconds in front of Chill. Are we going to get Matty looking for a move? Chill's gone a bit wide into 11, which is going to give Matty a chance down into 13. MCR's still there with the DRS, so this could potentially be a double overtake on Chill, but no, he just about survives from MCR. Loses the one place. Now Matty's up to 5th, so they're just trading 5th around. That's what's going to happen now.
I think if I'm Chill here, I might be tempted just to see what Matty can do, because they're in the net lead as Aledi is in. Aledi makes a pit stop here, so he has chosen this lap, which I think is a decent lap, to come in principle, but he's going to lose so much time.
But this is the test for the 3 at the front that haven't pit yet. Obviously, Aledi's going to pit onto the hards. They're going to be slower than the mediums they'll pit onto. But with the undercut, how much time is he going to he could potentially jump in front of all of those guys. Just gotta, and that's the test. How far behind is he going to be? I think he's 12 seconds off the main train, 13 seconds or so. So it is a long way back, and that's a lot of time to gain. Even on the mediums, it's a lot of time to gain. So it's going to be very difficult for those top three, and MCR, who's still yet to pit. But well, Matty now in the net lead of this race.
Yeah, and he's dropping Chill. I'm thinking Chill might be worried about warnings or something, because it seems to have lost all confidence in that car. I would be boxing now. I wonder if... Oh, he's sorry, but he's already boxed. This is the problem, that those hards are not going to be fun by the end. No. And I do wonder whether this is the play, because Chris may well rock up to the back of this lot, along with YYY.
Fastest lap of the race for Matty as well, and he didn't get DRS this time around, but that means he'd gained about 5 temps in the last 3 corners or whatever it was. So he's now all over the back and actually looking around the outside of Major already. That is a brave move if he goes for that. The inside of turn 4 and gets it done, does he, on the exit? And Major's going to back out there. What a move that is. Incredible switch that was to get that done, well, through 4, and he's put a car between him and Chill. It does look like Major's particularly slow at this point in the race. Chill's going to look to fly past him now. Can't get anything done.
He's wasted a lot of errs here. Yeah. This is perhaps an error, because he didn't fully commit, used about 30% errs. He has had the benefit of dropping MCR though, so that is a small benefit, but it's not really what he's after.
I don't think... Oh, that was Flip wide in the background. He's got Camk still behind him. So Camk now up to 8th with Aledi pitting. He's just stuck in... He's just stuck at the back of this train. No matter what pace he has, he's stuck at the back of the train as Major comes into the pits. So there's another one of the top 3 has decided to take the hit. It's going to be, what, 14 laps on the medium, so that's about the limit of what you can do, really, on the medium tyres. And this is about the time you're going to be seeing Chris and YHY think about pits and pitting, and look at Matty already. He's eating into that gap already. He's down about half a tenth from the start of the lap.
Yeah, well, if you're Matty and Chris, right, Matty and Chill right now, you are praying there isn't a safety car. You are absolutely praying, because they are in pole position. The moment that Chris and YHY come in, they are almost certain favourites to finish top 2.
And we're looking at 2 drivers here, as MCR has somehow... He has lost a bit of front wing, but somehow... That's not a lot of damage for that kind of crash.
No, he did manage to slow it down. I just caught the end of it, but normally when you lose it there, that is good night.
Yeah.
Always, we have Aledi who's gone wide as well, but MCR's done well to keep that going, and Chris and YHY are continuing to go round. Now I'm wondering, at this point, I start to wonder if either of them are going to be crazy enough to try medium soft. Sorry, hard soft.
That's a bold strategy, and it might just have to be the one they need to go for, because are the mediums going to be enough to get through 5-6 cars at the end of the race? Who knows? Oh! You spoke about Matty getting a penalty earlier, and now it's actually happened. That is massive. I was about to say, we're looking at 2 guys looking for their first win of the season. And we spoke about... We both predicted Camk to get a podium, and at the moment, unless Flip gets his penalty removed, he's in a net P3, so... somehow, he was at the back of the train a minute ago. He's somehow right up there now, so... a Slayer picks up a penalty, and they're going to start flying in, I think, at this point. But yeah, Camk's managed to just...
Wow.
he's just been at the back the whole race, and he's put himself right in contention yet again.
So YYY does come in. So he will. So this is a bit of a nightmare situation for Chris, because YYY is going to stick on those mediums. Yes, he's going to be behind, but he's probably going to undercut Chris now.
Yeah.
So if Chris is going to go onto those softs, he's got another person in his way, and YYY is going to come out ahead quite comfortably of Aledi.
So I don't know how big Aledi's mistake was, and whether it cost him that much time. But you would have thought he'd made some. He has made some inroads, because he wasn't particularly close to the back of the back of YHYY, but it's about 2 seconds now, and he'll start the game a little bit as I say that Aledi's in the wall with no front wing. So I will take the commentator's curse for for the last 10 seconds apparently, but yeah, not a good race for Aston Martin at the moment.
No, actually, what I was going to say, it's a very Aston Martin weekend so far. Oh, they need to be. I mean, if they can keep on the floor. As Flip is round, Flip is in the wall. He has lost his wing. He reverses there. He's done well there. And Flip will have the benefit of being able to just jump in to the pits.
Has he lost his wing?
Is he gonna? He must have, hasn't he?
It doesn't look like damage, but he is going into the pits, so yeah.
And this helps YHYY no end. Sorry, we've missed Chris. Chris has come out, and Chris has somehow.
Oh, Slayer's just gone straight on, and YHYY spun. So I think YHYY was going up the inside of Slayer, and there's clearly been a little bit of contact at the apex of turn 1, and YHYY's gone round. He's now got Major on the back of him, and that's just opened it up for Chris. So MCR after the spin's done the fastest lap of the race. But Chris now has absolutely no one between him and third place. So 9 seconds to gain in 10 laps is doable, but just absolute daylight between him and Cam K now, and potentially YHYY could have jumped him, as he's now battling with Slayer to stay ahead. But yeah, that was a very interesting turn 1.
Yeah, that's really, really unfortunate, actually. I think YHYY would have been on for a very good result there after me slandering him earlier. And, I mean, he's still on for good points. But it's not going to necessarily be as easy as Major. All over the back of Slayer. He's really struggling out there.
Oh, and Chill's got a penalty now as well. I said they were about to fly in.
Well, you know what this means? This means that Cam K he's
on for second.
He is somehow a second and a half of leading this race. Oh, Slayer's in the pit. Yeah. I think Slayer's had enough of those hards. He's just gone, no, I'm alright, thanks. Get me a fresh set of tyres for me to finish this race.
And he's going to come out next to his teammate. This could be very interesting. As Flip comes down to turn 1. Slayer on the inside. And Slayer's gone straight on again. The cold tyres coming out the pits this year is not fun at Australia, considering, well, you're pretty much at the apex when you come out of the pits, so it's horrible. But Slayer has, for the second lap in a row, straight on at turn 1, and Flip's managed to get ahead of him.
So, as a warning update, Chris has 1, Cam K has 2, and YHYY has 2. So these are the main players as Flip gets another pen. These are the main players in the top 5 really, as YHYY is losing. I feel like he's losing more time. I think that's really rattled him, and he's having some issues as Chris sets the fastest lap, and that is going to be. They're going to see, the front 3 are going to see that, and they're going to look and think, okay, this could be a tough 9 laps, and it could cause some mistakes.
Yeah, and Chris's pace at the moment is about a second and a half a lap. He's gaining on Cam K. And, well, the gaps between the top 3 are kind of staying around the same, so he's just reeling them in ridiculously quickly. Whether the tyres are going to die off at some point, so you can't say he's going to get 1.5 seconds a lap for the rest of the race. But as the lady sets the fastest lap of the race, the hard runners, the three at the front, 15 laps they've done so far. They're going to have to do 23 laps on the hards, or something around that, which is just a ridiculous number. If they can manage to do that, but their tyres are going to be screaming at the end. Chris's, they're going to be bad, but they're not going to be anywhere near what those three are going to be. So he should still have a massive tyre advantage to the end of this race. He's going to cross the line 5.5 seconds back, so he's gained about a second this lap. So it has slowed down a little bit, but he should have enough to at least get Cam K, and probably be in penalty range of at least Chill. But we'll have to see. There's 7 laps to go. Anything can happen. There's probably going to be another safety car the way this is going.
Well, this is it, and what's funny is that Cam K has a lot of vested interest in this because he knows that if there is a safety car, he's currently in the net lead once it all bunches up.
Yeah.
So he's not going to want to have Chris go past him. He's not going to necessarily be. He's going to be thinking about the race win options here. So Chris versus Cam K could decide who wins this race because Matty showed incredible pace. Chill's pace disappeared. As I say that, as he does seem to make a 10th on Matty, but this is finely poised actually. I hope there isn't a safety car in a lot of senses. I'm sure anyone fifth down particularly will probably not be in agreement, but and the gaps are massive, so it's hard for us. But it's quite nicely poised to see Chris kind of attacking Cam K, who is now out of that 3-second window to Chill.
Yeah, I'm now regretting the thing I said pre-race where, the track's faster. They should be able to stay together a lot more. Because that's gone out completely out of the window. Even at the front where they haven't had incidents, they've still spread out. But Chris is right there now. I can't tell if it's more Cam K's fallen away. Well, Cam K is falling away slightly from Chill and Matty, but Chris's pace is ridiculous. It's down. I think it was about a second second and a half on the last lap. It's down to 3 seconds already. He's gonna be on the back of Cam K in about 2 laps time. Whether he can get past, the DRS should be enough, but he's completely out of DRS. He's about 5% left, so he's gonna really struggle. Well, we'll see what Cam K's. But Cam K has half his battery still, so he has enough to defend. For how long, who knows? But Chris is going to be right on the back of him in about 2 laps time.
Well, here's something I'm wondering. Oh, and I tell you what, Matty. This is really finely poised because Matty is 1 warning away, and Chill is eating into this time. I'm wondering if perhaps Matty is now really taking this super delicate, as Cam K kicks up a lot of. Oh no, I think it was Chill that kicked up a lot of dust in the end. But this is finely poised because you can argue that 4 people can win this race at this point. It's
all still on, and Chris is now within 2 seconds of Cam K. He's gonna absolutely fly up to the back of him, probably by the end of this lap. Now, whether this is the point where those hard tyres have gone, who knows? But Cam K is really struggling at this point, and well, you said Matty's taking it cautiously, but is it the tyre? It's probably a mixture of the two, I would have thought. But there you can see Chill's red light flashing at the back of his car, so he's out of ERS. Matty has a decent amount, but this is so finely poised, as you said. And Chill's got a little bit sideways coming through turn 12 there. I just saw that in the background. He's lost a little bit of time, and
he's got a big issue because Chris is going to be on the back of Cam K. And unless Cam K can keep him behind or significantly hamper him, Chris is going to catch Chill. Now, the big question here, I think, is Matty. Can he hold it together? Can he hold... Because he's got to push. The funny thing is, at this point, I think he might lull himself into the feeling that all I've got to do is stay ahead of Chill. But actually, his biggest rival He's currently sat in 4th.
Yeah. I mean, before that, Chill was catching him by quite a lot. Obviously. Oh, Kamke's made a mistake.
Kamke's off.
Oh, that's a big error. Chris just straight through. Kamke just clean off the road at the exit of turn 3. Not. Oh, we've had Ghost crash out of the race. Is that going to be a safety car? It's the last opportunity for it, and it is. It's a full course safety car with 4 laps to go.
Unbelievable.
Wow. You could not get better scripting if you'd actually paid for it.
Kamke has...
That's...
Flip.
I was on board with Flip. He was going very, very slowly, so he must have been a very long way over the delta. But that pretty much assures Flip's going to finish 11th without another crash. But that is very interesting. Does anyone pit? Matty is pitting. I think yeah, you probably got to, yeah.
I think the guys... Chris stays out. Wow, that's a massive error because everyone's going to come in here. I think everyone is going to come in because why? Why wouldn't you?
Yep, easy.
Because you're only going to lose 1 place max. Now, therefore, Major's going to do it. MCR's going to, and that's it. This is awful. What's going on here with Flip? I feel really bad for him. This is clearly an error.
Something's going on because, I mean, to get 1's bad enough, but to get 2.
I would assume he can pause the game here. I'm not so, I'm sure the steward will get the but like at some point you've just got to go. This isn't me. I'm doing something. Surely the game can't give itself a drive-through. So, but he's driving quite quick. But right.
We said all this about Matty holding his own. I think the win is probably off the table now. This is without more penalties. This is a fight between Chris and Kamke, which is, I mean, Chris is not a surprise, but Kamke, we did say
it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a surprise. It's not a surprise.
Yeah.
But it's still not a surprise. But the one thing that I would say, I mean, yeah, they're going to be absolutely livid. I think Chris. I mean, do you back Chris over Kamke on pace?
Wow. The most important thing is he backs himself, and he probably won't have to face DRS, so it's all going to be on traction and DRS really, and he has DRS as well everyone else. It's whether he just needs to get good exits out of key corners, and he wins this race, and he can afford to lose 2 places. So
yeah.
it's just about getting those exits from key places. The final corner, turn 2, the back straight, and it's just about those key few corners. And if you hold it there, and the tyre advantage is going to be massive at this point. But it's just, he clearly backs himself to not lose. Well, he can lose the 2 places, but he clearly backs himself to not slip that far down in 2 laps. It's going to be 2 laps, so he's actually in a very good position.
Yeah, this is sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat, but this is, I can't work out where Matty and Chill are gonna come. I mean, Chill was there. He had third guaranteed, I think is fair enough to say after Kamke's mistake. Matty had 2nd guaranteed, realistically, and a very good shout of 1st. And now they're going to be fighting Major and MCR potentially for so Slayer and Aledi will get round. So Aledi particularly is right back in this race.
Yeah. But potentially, if they can clear Chris very early, can they in 2 laps pull a 3-second gap? Because with the softs, against pretty worn mediums, there is just that slight chance they can do it. So
I think it has to be super clean in the sense that they have to be able to do that, and also they have to hope that Camke and maybe one or the others behind can start causing Chris some issues.
Well, yeah. As we're about to get ready for the restart, Chris is going to surely leave this as late as he possibly can. Where is he going to go? He's going to go right now. I puts on the ERS, and he doesn't get followed by Matty. Going to tuck into the slipstream, but there's going to be no movement at the start. This safety car restart, and they all follow through turn 2 very nicely. This is where we'll start to see the difference in tyre grip. Is Matty close enough? No, he's not. So Chris is going to hold, you'd think, through the whole of the first sector as Major has overtaken YYY up into 5th place. So he's now looking in a good place for a podium actually as well.
Yeah, this is it. And Camke is struggling a little bit out here. He is one man that is just one away from a penalty himself. So this isn't over as Matty is looking. He's looking, but he's kind of taken it off a little bit.
That was his opportunity. He needs to get past as quickly as possible, and if he gets a run out of here, he's got a very good chance, and he's going to get that run. Ooh.
Had to get off the throttle, didn't he?
And he's all over the road trying to find a way past, and he's just can't quite pick his way through. At the moment, Chris is doing a perfect job of just holding that position as Chill getting very close up to the back of these two. This is so close for P1 on the road. Chris, not the best exit out the final corner. Is Matty close enough? Chris isn't even using any of his ERS down this pit straight, and he holds them off yet again. It's just not gonna be enough.
You've got to go for it here. He's left the door. Why did he leave the door open there? That's a very strange thing to do. And right, so it's not going to be enough, but he could, depending on what Chill does here, Chill could make life hard for Camke, but this is expert from Chris because
Chill's off the road.
Oh yeah, that's awful. He's impacted Chill's race just enough. He stayed ahead perfectly. This is going to be maximum damage for him.
Yeah. Chill, not the run he wanted through turn 6. Camke all over the back of him. And actually, Major is right in behind. No DRS on this final lap of the race.
Major's going to go for it, isn't he? Surely.
Oh, and he's had to back out of that. And Camke they're all over the road.
Chill defending to Camke, which is going to allow...
No.
I thought that was going to allow Major a go.
If Matty had got ahead just at the start of that safety car restart, he might have been able to do it. He takes the fastest lap point. But Chris is going to win this race from Camke. And in the end, Matty actually holds on to 3rd. So he still managed to get 3rd. And I just saw across the line, flipped Nams around, did not finish the race.
He might have got disqualified for his drive-throughs.
And I think he was retired from the session, so that's interesting. But he gets the points for it anyway, unless it was a disqualification. But the game said Camke driver of the day. He was nowhere and just appeared. But there we have it. Chris wins again. 2nd week in a row from pole. But it just didn't look like it for a long period in that race. Camke is 2nd, and then Matty with the fastest lap point will finish 3rd. But it looked like he was going to get that first win of the season. Major finishes 4th. Very good drive at the end from him. From 13th, so very good job. MCR in 5th, Aledi 6th. Chill drops all the way down to 7th, that's huge for the championship. Even further, it's Chris from Camke, so he extends anyway. But Chill drops a bit further back still. YYY in 8th, Slayer 9th. Flip finishes 10th. I have no idea when Ghost and Jella actually retired from the race, so whether they get points or not, I don't know.
No, they will. I don't think they will because it was lap
Yeah.
27. The safety car came in, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
they got to finish 26 laps. So no
Yeah.
chance, unfortunately, for those guys.
And then the other two retirements are going to be Marty and Ivo, who was out on lap 1 in that big shunt, which I've only just remembered happened.
The mad thing is the Aston Martins scored 18 constructors points there.
From wherever they were in like 10th and 11th at one point.
So I will invite some players to the party, played together. Better on PS5. It actually works, which is pretty cool. Camk, Chris.
That was good. I have sorted my problems. And now we should be good.
Right. So who came? It's Matty that come third. I'm not going mad, am I?
Yes, it was
Yes.
Matty.
It's just because there's
yeah.
Matty and Marty's. Alright, so we are joined here by Camk, who, again, we knew that you'd get a podium because that's what you do. We couldn't work out how, but then we don't need to work out how because it just happens anyway. But yeah, how did you get a podium?
Consistency mostly. I just did my best to keep out of trouble, and it just slowly started coming to me. Nothing special, really.
No, it was you did what you kind of you had to out there as well with the early pit stop. I think it made a lot of sense to just try and keep clean. Obviously, the safety car helped a bit at the end, but it would have been interesting. I think you would have probably still managed to potentially cling on to a podium, if not worse, fourth. So you were always in the race at the end of it, but obviously not the best of news seeing Chris win the race again. Do you think you've got much hope of a battle with him at this point? Because it's looking worse by the week, unfortunately, for all the neutrals.
I mean, I'd like to think so, but I mean, I was never expecting to even remotely do this well in Australia. I mean, in reality, on my final lap in qualifying, so I knew I could have gone fourth. I don't know if you saw my message in Discord, but I said I could have gone P4 if I'd done my practice lap. So if I had done that lap, maybe I could have fought with him. But overtaking is difficult here, so I just kind of kept, like, put on the blinders and just kept my head down. As for the rest of the season, I guess we'll see. I don't know. I don't like to make guarantees or anything like that, but I'm still trying to find my way on this game. A lot of the tracks that are on the calendar I haven't actually raced at yet, so I'm just trying to find my feet and we'll go from there.
I think even looking at that race today, there's a lot of unease around traction around that circuit. It seemed like a lot of people were struggling. Everyone had a mistake in them. Even Chris, who sometimes seems quite far ahead at some points. So, what was your reaction? How did you feel when you went into the wall? Because we caught that at the end, and then literally seconds later there was a safety car. What was going through your mind at that point? Did you think, hang on, this is going to help me, or what was your thoughts?
Oh no, I managed to keep it out of the wall, thank God. But
Oh, did you? Oh, apologies.
Yeah. I just lost on acceleration, and the gods just decided to be nice to me for once. But Yeah, no, I was always planning to go onto the softs once or if there was a safety car on those last laps. My tires were, well, last I checked was a couple laps beforehand. They were around 50%, so I knew it was always going to be close, getting to the end. But yeah, my only worry was really if there would be enough laps to catch back up to the safety car, and if I'd be able to keep people behind me. As you saw, Major was kind of a bit of a pit bull behind me, so.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It looked almost like Chill was trying to back you into him almost in the last couple of quarters. I don't know whether that was true or not. I don't know, but maybe he just didn't have a lot of confidence. But it looked like Major was going to get you. It was good defending, good cool head there. Because one mistake that was going wrong.
there was a couple times I thought he was gonna get me. There would be times. There was once going through the Oh, I don't know corner numbers here anymore. But there was a couple times where I'd miss my braking point ever so slightly, or I'd go wide, and then he'd always be looking up my outside or my inside, and then I'd have to be looking ahead of me to make sure I wouldn't run into anyone, especially Chris in the last sector that was, or Chill, excuse me, in the final sector that was. I don't know what happened. That was a bit unexpected, but yeah. Honestly think P2 is the best result I could have hoped for, especially with Chris's pace. But
Yeah. And P3 was probably the worst result you could hope for because you just seem to pick up podiums every single race at this point. It feels like so. Fair play. RJ, any comments, any thoughts from you, any questions?
No, not really. It was more about like, obviously you had to do that early stop. How were the tyres at the end? Because obviously Chris caught you really quickly. He was catching all of you really quickly. I don't know if that was more just him on the mediums, like, or the hards had dropped off. Were the hards particularly bad before that final safety car?
no, the hards didn't feel that bad, but I'd say it's a combination of his fresh mediums and my well, probably just like one. My hearts are probably just clinging onto the cliff with one finger by that point. So, I think it was a combination of his fresh tires and my old hards. It wasn't bad. Like car was handling fine. It was
Yeah.
just I was just starting to lose time,
Yeah.
especially to Chill. He had fresher hards. So
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, no fair. So, yeah, the other two podium victors are not here, unfortunately.
they're
I
too
think.
good for that. Good.
But yeah, well done on second. I think you'd be a shoe-in for a driver of the day nomination, almost certainly, from 12th to second. So fair play. Yeah, I'll hand over to you, RJ, to wrap up.
Yeah, so there we have it, another D3 race won by Chris. But yeah, we're halfway through the season now. Somehow that has absolutely flown by. I saw it earlier today. We're 9 races through. There's 8 races to go. So we're in the back stretch. Run down to people winning these championships. So next week, hopefully, should be Jess and Evil back for D3 comms. And they go to the Hungaroring. Every division is in Hungary next week, which could be very interesting. Make sure you at least watch quali, because that'll be the entertaining bit. No, but no, seriously, Hungary next week, same time as usual, and hopefully Jess and Evil will be back. But until then, RJ, Mark, we have thoroughly enjoyed this because that has been quality, especially the last few laps. And until next time, from the League of Europe, we will see you at the next race.